white lines screaming down the lane. I saw the one-way sign, then the flashing light that followed right behind, straight into a dead-end street. So there was I, waiting for the officer to write the fine, dotting every I and crossing every T. I guess he had it in for me. And I'm so sorry, I've gone and done it again. Same old story, I've gone and done it again. When will it end? That followed right behind, straight into a dead-end street. And I'm so sorry, I've gone and done it again. Same old story, I've gone and done it.
Hello my dear friends, how are you? Good morning, good evening, wherever it is you may be on this ball of a globe that we all live on. Before we go any further, let me wish you a very happy new year. Hope you've had a good Christmas and stuff. We've had some fun. Alan and I, my dear brother, we did a live gig on December the 20th. We haven't played since the last live gig that we did, which was also the Christmas before, so that was fun and games. So that's why I haven't put up as many videos. We missed a couple, didn't we? But you know, the ones we put up, you seem to enjoy them, so thank you for joining me today. Let's have a look at where we are. Well, this is the 12th live stream, first one of the new year, obviously, but the 12th one so far. And for those new to there's another 1,500 2,000 new subscribers since the last one I did. So for those people who are new to watching me doing these sort of things, these live streams are all about they're all about you. It's all about your chance to ask me stuff about your playing, anything you can't get right, and you can talk to me straight on one-to-one now, and if I can help you, then I will. Okay, so I'll be here for about an hour or something. I'm teaching first thing in the morning, and it's going to snow at about 10 o'clock, so it'll probably be about an hour, this one. So if you've got any questions, start thinking of what they are, get them written out, get them sent in, and we can we'll get stuck in. Don't forget the ones, let me have a look on here because I've forgotten what I'm doing. I'm getting old. The super chat questions They're the ones where if you donate a couple of quid or a couple of dollars or whatever by pressing the dollar sign, those questions are highlighted, so they always get answered first, mainly because they just pop up first. Lynn, my beautiful Lynn, she's always running up and down the stairs with all the other ones that I may miss, because these glasses are nowhere near as good as they should be. Alright, so what are we going to do tonight? Well, last time I remember telling you that I was going to teach you a little bit more about doing bass runs between chords, and I completely forgot to do it. I got that busy yapping about other stuff, then it just went straight out of my head. So we're going to have a look at that today. That's something that you're going to enjoy, because these are the little tricks of the trade, and they're not hard, they're easy, and they make your guitar sound so much better, your playing sounds so much better, you know, as I will demonstrate in a minute. So we're going to do that. What else are we going to look at? Patreon. I've just set up a Patreon platform. I've been asked, or I've been advised by a few of my mates to do it. Now, what is Patreon? Well, it's a subscription platform. Nothing to do with YouTube, and it certainly won't affect the free stuff I do on a Wednesday and a Saturday. That's going to carry on as normal. This is something extra. It's like a behind the scenes look at everything I do with a guitar, if you like, whether it be preparing for live gigs or preparing for the studio, going into the recording studio. I'm working on a film at the moment. We'll get to that later on. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we'll talk about later on. I'll tell you a bit more about Patreon then. So the first thing to do is get those questions coming in. While you're doing that and scribbling them out, let's have a look at what we did during the month of December. We did how to add blues runs between chords, didn't we? Remember that one? We started off, we had our little blues lick, which everyone's heard by now. And I was showing you how to put little licks between them, starting off with a 1-bar lick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we did a 2-bar one. We did another one. Those sort of things always go down a bomb, don't they? They're great. So we did that, and then we did. I revisited. You can tell I was busy rehearsing for the gig, because I revisited a couple of things. I taught you how to play. We did some of Classical Gas. Now, everyone, it's a great track, this, and it's, if you look at my idiot-proof paperwork, then you'll easily do it. I'll do it slowly. This is the bit that I put up. Get my fingers going. You know it. That one, Classical Gas. So we did quite a lot of that, but I did it in my little idiot-proof way, so there's no way you couldn't do it. What else did we do? We did the mother of all riffs. Now, I've done that before as well. So what is the mother of all riffs for you newcomers to this particular chat? It's this. Why is it the mother of all riffs? Because there's hundreds and hundreds of other songs that you'll know, like that one comes from that. That's what they would have learned first, and then they modify it, and then we've got, you know, and anything Bolan did. And of course you can make it rockier. Batman. Remember that, Batman? Same bat time, same bat channel. I said that to one of my young students the other day. They were leaving. They said, "When I'll see you next," I said, "Same bat time, same bat channel." And they stared at me blankly as if I'd just fallen out of a tree. Alright, so there we are. So, Michael Green, thank you very much, Mike. $20, eh? I must be doing something right. I'm going to be drinking a lot of coffee thanks to you, Michael. Maybe have a couple of biscuits to go with it. Don't forget, folks, if you want to help the cause, then there's a thanks button at the bottom of this thing. Whatever. Any news on the Stephanie lesson? Yes, there is news on the Stephanie lesson. Where are we? I've got it written. Can you see Stephanie written somewhere around there? Or have I taken it downstairs? It's not there. No. What I've written it out idiot-proof style, but I looked at it the other day, and I realised it could have been better. So I'm just working on that again. Okay, I'm going to get into the swing of things, and I'm definitely going to do it. All right, but I just want to make it a little bit clearer. But just for you, who's asked for that? R.A. Saxton. All that, please, Lynn. So.
Just the other one there as well. Just.
We go. Kevin on the best teacher. Hey Kev, come on. I'm left-handed, so am I. I'm trying to learn chords. Firstly, C. Now this, listen. This, when I said to you about changing chords before and moving between chords, Kev, this is going to be right down your alley, if you'll pardon the pun. But it's after 9 o'clock, so you know what I mean. Misses and all that. Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a sec. The other one, I've been working on this. You'll have to forgive me if I keep doing this. I've got a trapped nerve in my shoulder. I don't know how I've done it. I must have been Lynn's fault for getting me to carry shopping in. Yeah, or it could have been me carrying guitars up and down the stairs, trying to do 2 at a time, thinking I'm 21 again. All right. So this is the one we're working on. Let me just get it in my head. How's it go? That's it here. Lindsay Buckham. Where's it go? 2, 3, 4. That's it. Where does it go? It's got the harmonic. We'll get it. All right. So for R.A. Saxton, I'm working on it. Okay. We'll get there in the end. So we'll do that. I've been working on it because my guitar's tuned into the right tuning. It's a strange tuning. I've also been tonking around. Tell us what you think of this. Now I've been getting some stick off the internet for playing this thing. I didn't get paid for doing the review for this. I didn't. They sent me the thing because it's had some really shit reviews, and and to be honest with you, some of them are very justifiable. But my review was I was trying to find something positive to say about it because clearly they'd done some work on it. And I used it in the studio. I thought I'm going to try. I took it as a bit of a challenge, a bit of an OCD challenge. You got to try and get a tune out of this thing. You can have fun with this thing. It's more of a conversation piece. There's some nice sounds though. I did this. My son Sam, he's got an audio book which is great. It's called Amygdala. It came out a couple of weeks ago, the audio version, and there's a soundtrack album to accompany it. His uncle Al and me, we've done a lot of music for it, and I use this guitar, this little, well, it's not a guitar really, but I use this for some of the bits. So you get some nice sounds. Oh, you can have fun with it. It's not really a guitar, folks, though. It's more of a conversation piece. All right. So those people that keep going on about it, it's had loads of views. This the review actually, but I think if people bought it thinking they were going to buy a guitar, they're going to be disappointed. I did say that in the review, and as I say, I don't get paid for reviewing this. So what I said was fair. I said it's got its uses, you know. It's a good conversation piece. If you're a good guitar player and you can get your head around it. I mean, I just took it out the box and plugged it in. I haven't got the brain power to figure out all the digital stuff that goes with it. I am a clockwork man living in a digital age, folks. All right, so now this Patreon thing, why might it be of interest to you? As I'm telling you about it, I'm going to explain what I've been up to. One of the things I'm going to do on Patreon, because it's a behind the scenes thing, it's not going to affect anything that I do on YouTube, so don't think I'm selling out and, oh, you've got to pay for stuff. No, you haven't. The Patreon thing you'll pay for, it's a tenner a month, but it's different. Everything I'm going to do on it's different. It's not going to be anything to do with the guitar lessons as we're doing them now. For example, today I put my first Patreon video up, and let's have a look at this. This is a piece by Francisco Torrega, or Torrega, however you want to pronounce it. Now, this here is guitar music. See that there? Okay, now I haven't got a clue what that is. You know, guitar player or not, I haven't got a clue what it means. Not at all. Fly shit, for all I know. I wouldn't know. Most guitar players don't read music. Jazz players tend to, classical players tend to, because they train that way, you know, and it's part of their thing. Rock guitarists, pop guitarists, I've never met one that can read music, all right? In fact, I've written a classical piece and I'm trying to find somebody to put it into notation form like this. So if you know anyone that can do it, please let me know and I'll pay them to do it for me, because I'm keen to have it done. All right, I can't do it. Under that, you've got, can you see this? We've got tablature. Now this tablature is the same as this, but it doesn't really give you all the information, okay? It tells you what frets the notes are played at and sort of roughly where they're played, but it doesn't tell you what fingers to use. So for example, you can either, if you look at this here, this is what the first bar here, where are we here? Everything's backwards on here. 1, 2, 3. That's that there. Now let me demonstrate. Okay, so Malagueña. This is what's on the Patreon thing. I go into much greater detail, and I actually write it out and show you how to do it. And I also provide you with a template like this. You know, one of these, so you can actually. The idea is that I want you to be able to do it yourself. So if you join Patreon and support the channel that way, you'll get some of these extra little bits and pieces. All right, so let's look at what Malagueña is. First of all, let me play it for you. You'll know the tune. Just get the right guitar. Okay, so it's a great one to do this, and it's not hard. It's one of those tracks that sounds harder than you think. So this is how it goes. Oops. That's part one. And part two, etc. Now, if you look at all that weird music that you saw, isn't it easier to be able to look at that? If I turn it, which way? We've got like an E7 shape here. Where are we? There. And we're playing under it. So everything's bloody backwards here. Was a 6, 3, 2 and a 1. Can you see that? I'll just hold it there. So down the bottom you've got your string numbers, the ones in the brackets, as you should know by now, you play together, and the shapes that you're going to play are at the top. So for example, the first shape, I can't hold it up at the same time, is this, and the underneath it says 6 and then a 3, 2 and 1 in a bracket together. So I'm going to play a 6 string, and then I'm going to play 3, 2 and 1 together like so. Okay, 1 and 1 and. The next shape, we keep these where they are. This finger's now up at the 4th fret. It's a bit of a stretch, but it only happens for a split second. Just throw your finger up there, you'll get it. We play a 6 again, and then 3, 2 and 1 again. So we've got. Then we get rid of this finger, so you can relax a little bit, and then we play a 5 and a 3, 2 and a 1. So there's our first bar. So what does that mean? Well, it's 3 beats to the bar in this. 1 and 2 and 3 and etc. So we've done our first bar, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and let me do it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and then we would drop, according to the paperwork, to an A minor shape. See this A minor? And there's, if you look at it, there's a few little fiddly bits we've got to do. Nothing that you can't manage. Again, the pick underneath it is very, very simple. We're on the A minor shape now. We've got a 5, then 3, 2 and 1 together, which we plug together like this. Then our little finger, 4th finger, is now on the 5th string at the 3rd fret. We play a 5th string, and then a 3, a 2 and a 1. And then this finger's now come up to the 5th string at the 2nd fret. And we play a 5 and a 3, 2 and 1 again. So we've got this. Alright. And then we back to the A minor, but with this finger missing. Then our little finger goes onto the bass string at the 3rd fret, and this one comes off, so there's only 2 fingers on. Can you see that? Same again, 6, 3, 2 and 1, and then finally first finger up here. Again, I've only got 2 fingers on. And that's the whole of the first passage done. Alright. Now, on the Patreon channel, it shows me writing this out whilst explaining to you what it is I'm doing in a lot more detail. Alright, so I've started with this one, and as I'm going along, for you people that don't join Patreon, fear not, as soon as I've finished it, I'll put it up on YouTube and on the Fennah Rob channel, and I'll teach you how to play it. Okay, the Patreon thing is showing you, the background to how I do these things, for those people that may want to do it themselves. So this is what we've played, this is what we've just done. Let me do it again. Okay, and so on, we can do the same. Now that's the best way if you want to learn to play classical guitar, unless you want to go to college for years and study how to read music, which is alright if you're young and you've got time, fine, but I think, I've done lots of little bits, pieces, some cavatina I've done like this, which is a grade 8 classical piece. I've also done Malagueña. I've done that one. So there's lots of stuff that we can do like this. It's dead simple to understand. I call it idiot proof because even an idiot can follow it. Okay, now clearly you've got to learn how to get your fingers to move. Okay, that's just, it's like anything, but one thing I promise you will definitely understand what it is you're supposed to be able to do, because most of the stuff most people find learning to play is the tutors, they overcomplicate things, in an effort to show how clever they are, right? And we all do it sometimes, but it's we've had teachers like that at school, haven't we? Instead of just telling us what to do, they have to flower it up too much, and I don't like all that sort of crap. Keep it simple, flatten the 3rd. What does that mean? Take a finger off. What one? That one. We can always worry about what it means later if you want, I have an analogy, I think I've just talked about it before. Like driving a car, you've got to learn how to drive a car. You need to know how to drive. You don't need to know how the combustion engine works in order to get to the shops. It's a bit like that with guitar playing. We can play the tune, we don't need to know all the ins and outs. I'm talking to you now. People say, don't you need to know all the notes for the chords as whatever you're doing? Well, my answer to that was, well, when you're talking to somebody, are you reciting each letter of every word as you speak? And they say no. So well, there you are then. So no, I'm not thinking about all the notes. All I need to know is what key I'm in. What's the conversation about? And then I just get on with it, you know. And if you overthink it, you can't play. It's like any skill. Right, what else have we got? I need to look at some of these things. Let's have a look. Right, so Mike, thank you very much for that. Where are we now? Happy New Year, thanks Mike. The Stephanie lesson we've done. A lot of happy news here, folks. Thank you for that. Gonna lose connection soon, but look forward to Patreon. Thanks, Rich. Well, I've already started that. There's the first thing is up there. What else have we got? Beautiful piece. Happy guitar, guys. Lindsay, what have we got? Daniel Sykes. Do you have a vid on Malagueña? Well, that's what I'm working on. That's exactly what I'm working on, David.
Did you see that one?
Which that one? Oh no, sorry. Where was I? Didn't see that one.
No.
Lynn sneaked one in. Lynn's here, so if I miss anything. So Dave, I'm doing a video on Malagueña now. As I say, the Patreon thing is what you're going to watch me do it, put it all together for you. All right. It's our Paul Lay and Gary Chopper, my mates. We go down to the sunshine there. Is it the Seaside Cafe in New Brighton? That's where we spend our time, folks. The Seaside Cafe in New Brighton, drinking coffee and talking shit. Sorry about that. Now we have a laugh. Right, okay, what else have we got? What's this one? Older player. Fingers are slowing down. Join the club. This is from Tim Hutchinson. Any recommendation how I might keep them loose? Love your video. Well, yes, I do, Tim. There's a couple. I think I've done this before on here, but I'll do it again as you probably knew. The best way to keep your fingers supple, and we should do this a lot, but rock and pop players we don't, because we're not trained, so we don't really follow the rules. But really, if you want to keep your fingers supple, you hold your arm outstretched like so. Okay, lock your elbow. It's very important, and one at a time. And don't bust your finger. Don't go too nuts on it. Get your first finger. Pull it back, so you feel uncomfortable, but not so it's going to snap. And these three, push them right down and wiggle them around like that, and it feels weird. I don't like it. Do it with that one. Ow. Do it with this one. And again, it's important that it feels a little bit uncomfortable, otherwise it's not working. Make sure your arm's locked. Don't do that. Keep it locked, because you're trying to loosen the tendon. Same with your third finger. I'm doing it quickly. Spend a bit of time on it. Do it on the little finger again, and then shake your hand out. Don't do it in the window, because people will think there's something wrong with you. All right, so do that, and it feels when you've done that your fingers, your joints have been lubricated. They feel really sort of nice and fluid. All right, and do this, or just give them a good shake. But really, you're supposed to massage your hands first, because don't forget, it's like a sport when you play guitar. You can't just pick it up and start doing all this fancy stuff. I mean, I certainly can't. You've got to warm up as anyone would, as any athlete would, and you've got to look after your fingers and keep them. Don't do anything daft. I've just bumped a load of shopping up the bloody stairs before, so when you do that, your fingers are like this. I don't know about you folks, but when I get up in the morning, I'm like a lizard that's waiting for the sun. I'm like this. And as the morning progresses, I sort of slowly peel my fingers open, okay, as if the sun is shining on them, and slowly I start to wake up. All right, it's an age thing, isn't it? What else have we got? Open tuning, Stephanie. Yeah. Well, it's there's two ways of doing, Stephanie. You can either tune your guitar to an open E chord. What does that mean? Well, it's like imagine that you're playing the chord E, and you're going to tighten these three strings up rather than put fingers on. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. Or you can do what I've done. You can capo at the 2nd fret, and you play an open D tuning. Now they're exactly the same. An open D tuning capoed at the 2nd fret sounds it's identical to an open E played at this fret. The advantage of capoing it, as I've done, particularly as a lot of people would like to learn to play this, there are a couple of stretches in there, and of course if you've got a capo on at the 2nd fret, your frets are closer together, and it's easier to play. All right, so that's now Lindsey Buckingham. I think I've seen him doing it a couple of ways, but I would strongly recommend, if you want to learn to play it, you put a cap on the second fret, you play, you tune your guitar. It's an open D. Yeah, it's an open D, not a drop D, an open D. I'll explain it when we do it. So we'll do that. Again, we'll go into detail about that. I'll show you on the Patreon thing we do in the Stephanie thing as well. But don't forget, as I said to you before, there's a template on the you know, on the Patreon thing, so you can have a little stab at it yourself. The other one I'm working on, I did this roughly. Can you see that? That's my scribble for because you know the thing I played before on the Aeroband. You know, so that's it. All my stuff starts off as scribble like that, and then we refine it and hopefully make it nice and easy for you to understand. Right, let's look at bass runs between chords, you know, linking your chords together. Before we do this, just have one more thing. John Blair, how do you feel about doing a lesson on It's a Long Road from Rambo? I don't know that. It's a Long Road from Rambo. Great finger picking tune. I don't know it off the top of my head, John. Probably heard it because I've watched all the Rambo films. But I'll certainly give it a listen. Okay. And this is the thing. Any suggestions you have got out there, all of you watching this, you feel free. And I mean, Lynn, and we're watching it as we're going along. All right. So, what's this one? Fella Scouser, best teacher. I'm left-handed. We've just had a look at that one, haven't we? Yeah. Recently found your channel while learning Jolene. Jolene is to me, that's one of my favourite guitar licks ever. You know, the best one. When I first heard that, I would have bought the record just for that. Now watch this. You know, people talk about everything's complicated. This is again for the new people who are new to the channel. I'm gonna play bit out of tune, good enough for rock and roll. I'm gonna play a bit of an A minor. I'm gonna play the A minor with this finger off, and then I'm gonna play it with no fingers on, and then I'm going to play it with them on. So I'm not going to do much more than that. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to do it really slowly in my head, and this is how you learn when you play by ear. This is what it means. In my head, I'm gonna, don't laugh, I'm gonna say this: dagger dagger da dagger dagger da dagger dagger. Okay, dagger dagger da dagger dagger da dagger 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 da. Dagger dagger da dagger 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 da dagger dagger da dagger dagger, and that's how you get the rhythm. Dagger dagger da dagger dagger da dagger 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 da dagger dagger da dagger dagger. Oh. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man, etc. Great riff. And there's only 3 chords. Most great songs only have 3 chords in them, and that is one of them. A minor, C, and G, and that's it. You know, you can all play an A minor, you can all play a C, and you can all play a G. Now, the reason that sounds so cool is because they're learning how to use the chords to their full capacity. All right, so we're going to look at this now. Okay, this lesson is going to go up on a week today. All right, I've just prepared it. It's going up a week today. On Wednesday, just so you know, on Wednesday we've got a lesson, and it's about moving chords, how to make your chords rock. You know, rather than just, I'll show you what I mean quickly just before we get onto this, otherwise I'll forget. So while it's fresh in my head, what am I playing? I'm playing the chord A, alright? But instead of going like this, which is a bit boring, we can bring it to life by going, then we go to a D, then the A, then the E, D, A. Well, problem, mate. I got a buzz up my arm then. I'm like that fella, you know, when it happens, I go like this. What's that fella of Carry On Camping?
Jack Douglas.
Now, my American friends won't have a clue who Jack Douglas is, but my British friends will. So every time I do something, it sends a shock up my bloody arm. Who's this? Frank. Cheers, Frank. He sent me a £10 donation with no question. You ask one if you want, Frank. What have we got? An RA Saxton, thank you. We've already done that. We did that at, I think it was this. What's the link to Patreon? What's the link to? Listen, when you go onto Fennah Rob, onto my channel, and I did a video about Patreon, and it shows you all the little things that I'm going to be doing. It shows me in the recording studio. What's that?
The promo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a little promo. It's there. It was the last thing I put up. So have a look at it. It's got Patreon written on it. There's a link below that video. So go onto my channel and have a look at the video, and it'll show you the sort of things we're going to be doing. I'm in the studio. You'll see me in the rehearsal room preparing for a live gig with my dear brother Alan. It's always fun to work with dear brother Al. I'm also working on a film at the moment, a screenplay which I'm working on. In fact, I'm going to Loch Ness soon, you know, where the monster lives, to do a bit of work on that. You know, to get away for a bit. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'll do a Patreon thing from Loch Ness. That'll be fun. So have a look at the video, and the link is below that video. All right, I can't put it on this. I don't think it works. But when this is finished, go to my Fennah Rob channel and look for the Patreon thing. It's only a 6 or 7 minute vid. And the link is below that, but at least then you'll get a more of an in-depth idea of what it is that you'd be subscribing to. Subscribing in the case of Patreon, of course, there is a fee involved in that, but it's extra, it's additional. All right, what it is I'm getting to a point now where I've been doing these for about 3 years, and after 3 years of putting stuff up twice a week, I'm running out of stuff. I know loads of stuff. I've got tons and tons of things I'm working on to put up for you, but it's taking a lot of time. And normally, if I had something in my head and I knew what it was, I could just go and scribble it out. But the more subscribers I get, which is fantastic, the more they say, "Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you have a look at that?" And of course, I want to do it. But I need time, and so what I'm hoping to try and do, with the more support I get from the likes of Patreon and you folks out there, it means I can cut hours down in some of my private lessons, which gives me a little bit more time to prepare this sort of stuff. All right, that's the idea anyway. Well, we'll see how it goes. Can you please do Blackbird? I'll do a bit of it for you. Blackbird singing in the dead of night, take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. We're only waiting for this moment to arrive. Little blast of Blackbird there for Mark, okay? For Mark, would you? There you go. There's that one. What else have we got? Right, let's look at these things, these folk star things. Now, we're going to look at the chords C, F, and G. Don't worry about the F. I've simplified it. All right. This is what we're going to play. Now again, I've looked at this, did this a while ago, but I've got, you know, when I probably didn't have many subscribers then, so most of you won't have seen it. This is what's going to be going up a week today. I've been working on this. See this here? So this is, I'll give you a little heads up on this now. This is going up a week today. Wednesday we're going to do the how to make chords rock, and then a week today we're going to be putting this up. But I'm going to give you a little insight into it now, seeing that you've bothered yourselves to join me this evening. All right, so what we've got is we're going to play a C like this, okay, normal, straightforward, simple C, but we're going to add our little finger to the first string at the 3rd fret, where it will live throughout everything we're going to do. Let me play what I'm going to do first. Sorry. see the way those fingers are moving? Dum-a-dagga, 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 dum-a-dum-a, dum-a-dagga, dum. Okay, so what am I doing? Right, let's, again, idiot proof. Let's have a look at what's going on. Now, I've called this folk style. Why folk style? Because this is the style of playing that Bob Dylan and Donovan and John Lennon, when he did Hide Your Love Away, these are the chord inversions that they tended to use, where they keep this little high string, the first string, pinging away. All right, and underneath you'll see what we're going to play. Okay, I'll just hold it there. So if you can see the count, we've got 1, 5 up, down. See the arrows? The arrows are representing the direction I want your plectrum to go in, and the 5 represents the string number that we're going to start with. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we've got the next shape still on C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, can you see at the bottom there? 3 and 4 and. Let me show you what that means. Got a buzz. Right, so starting at the first shape, we've got our C. Okay, we're going to play a 5, and then it says 5 up, down, up. Then another 5 up, down, up. Okay, 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up. Now, can you notice when I'm doing the up, down, ups, I'm not doing this and striking the 5th string again. I'm trying to avoid it. So how do I do that? Because when you see me strumming like this, it looks like I'm hitting all the strings, but in actual fact I'm not. Okay, so what I'm doing is, as I hit the 5, I'm pulling away from the strings. Okay, and then when I do the up, down, up, I'm sort of coming and moving and slicing at them that way. So thus, good word, not hitting the 5th string again. All right, because I want to let that do the job of the bass guitar. All right, so 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up. Then I bring off this finger and I play 4 up, and then I put it back on and go 4 up again. 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 4 up, 4 up. At which point I will take these 2 fingers here and I will move them down 1 string each, okay, to play a nice simple inversion of the chord F. And I'll do exactly the same thing on the F as I did on the C, but instead of using the 5th string, I'll use the 4th string. Why the 4th string? Because that is now our F note, our root note if you like, rather than that one. All right, and what am I going to play? If you look down below and you see the thing, we've got 4 up, down, up, 4 up, down, up, 4 up, down, up. Then this finger will go to the 4th string here, 4 up, take this off, 4 up, hardly any fingers on at all there. Okay, but again I'm being careful not to strike the wrong strings. 4 up, down, up, 4 up, down, up, 4 up, down, up, 4 up, 4 up. At which point I will go back to C and I will do 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up. Now I'm going to move to a G by bringing this finger up to the 5th string, taking this one off, keep the others on, and play 5 up, and then take this finger off, 5 up. That can sound a bit odd when you're doing it slowly, as I am, but that's just the way it is. Okay, let's do that C again. 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 5 up, 5 up. Bring these fingers up to a G now. This one will come off for the first time, and we will play the G. 6 up, down, up, 6 up, down, up, 6 up, down, up. Bring off your 2nd finger. Now I bring them both off because it's easier, and I'm not going to hit the 6th string. 5 up, and then I'll put it back on, and then I'll go back to my C to start the whole thing again. So in its entirety we've got this. I see my eyes by waking all the time. Da 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 dee da da dee da da. Da 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 da. Because you're mine, I walk the line. That's where he'll have got that tune from. He'll have been messing around learning how to do this and thought, you know what, that makes a pretty goddamn good tune, you know, and that's what it is. And you'll have heard it in hundreds of things. So that's how you do it in more of a folk styley way. Now, if you're Paul Simon and you know, Ralph McTell, etc., then you play it slightly differently. Sorry, let's have a look at this. Number 5. I'll get into these things as well. Chimp number 1. I hope you're not referring to me, young man. Can you recommend a nylon string guitar for a first acoustic guitar piece? Well, mine is a Raimundo. A Raimundo, they start off at about 800 quid. You don't have to pay 800 quid for the Raimundo. Mine's a cheap one actually, because in that particular make they go up to about 25 grand, something stupid. I would recommend something like let me think. Oh Christ, my brain is dead. What's the one I got? Yamaha. I think some of the Yamaha nylons are really, really good value for money. Buy them one second hand if you can, because you get they're already settled in. I bought one for my son, and it's a great little guitar. Costs about 200 quid. All right, so you might pick one up cheap for about 50 quid. You never know, because a lot of people buy them, and sometimes you can get a good one, sometimes you get a bad one. You know, but just have a go. If you can't press the strings down and it's they're like that, you can't really adjust classical guitars. So you know, you want something with a low action. If it's high, forget it. You'll never be able to play it. People don't spend 35 grand on a guitar to fight with it. You know what I mean? These people that spend a fortune on guitars, they want to be able to just blow on the strings and it'll do a tune for them. Show me the finger pick the blues, Frank. I've done that one, Frank. It's on my what have I called it? It's this. I'll give you the quick thingy. Where's the thing? It's that one. I'll do it's Martin. Thanks, Mart. Davey, but do you prefer fingerstyle or using a pick? I prefer both. I love all styles of music. All styles of music. I'm basically into songs. The reason I can play all right is because my thing is I like writing songs. I've written songs since I was 15. Some successful ones. I've done a lot of stuff for telly and I've done a little bit of film. But I've always enjoyed writing, and because I like writing different styles of song, then I have to learn how to play different styles. Okay, and that's why I'm able to sort of move from one style to another. A lot of players can't do that. A lot of great guitar players, they can play one style, like electric guitar players. Good electric players very rarely can play any classical music or play any folk music or anything. I would consider myself to be like a sort of 7, 8 out of 10 at most styles. I'm not a 10 out of 10 at any one, but I'm a good solid 7, 8 at most. And I think if you want a career in music, then it's better to be like that, but like a pentathlon, you know, where they can do everything that, you know. But you've got a better chance of making a living in the business being like that rather than just being great at one thing, you know. Particularly if you're entertaining and you want to entertain the public, you know, you can't just do the same sort of thing every number. Right, let's have a look at this. This is the same type of thing that we've just done, but this has got more of a country feel to it. This is the more Simon and Garfunkel-y, Ralph McTell type of thing. Let me see if I can find a capo for this, just to give it a bit of a bit more sparkle. Bear with me. I'm putting this on because my arm's buzzing and it just makes it a bit easier to play. Right. So, again, exactly the same thing. You know, the paperwork shows it without the capo. I'm just doing it with one because it just makes it that bit easier. When my arm's out there, it goes zzz, so I'm going to try and do it here. So this time we're going to play a full C chord. All right. Now, for those people that struggle with control of a plec, I'll show you what I'm going to play first, and I've got a little cheat for you. Can you hear the way I'm alternating the bass notes now? I'm using more fingers on the chord, but it's enabling me to go boom, dum. I'm adding a bass guitar in effect. Let me play what I'm going to do. It's exactly the same sort of thing, but instead of hitting the same bass note twice, I'm alternating it. So for example, if you look at this here, where are we? Come on, Rob. Where's this one here? You'll see that it's got a 5th string and then a 6th. I'm bouncing from one bass note to another, like so. So instead of playing my C like this, okay, I'm going to play it like this. It's the sort of thing that Paul Simon does. You know, when he's doing the boxer and all that. So that's the type of thing. So here's our C, and I'm going to start off on the 5. 5 up, down, up, 6 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up. Okay. Then a 4 up, down, up with his finger off, and then a 4 up, down, up with that finger back on again. Dum, 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 dum. And then I'm going to change to my chord F. Now to do it, I'm going to play a simple F, a 5-string version. I'm going to lie this finger across 2 strings, and those 3 fingers that were there, I'm going to bring them down, and as I do so, I'm going to hold those 2 down, and I'm going to just mute this. Okay, shouldn't have to mute it because we're going to try and miss it. And again, we're going to use the 4th string as the bass string, but we're going to alternate to the 5th, hence this extra finger. And we're going to play 4 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 4 up, down, up. Then I'm going to bring this up to the 4th string and play 4 up, and then I'm going to take it off and play 4 up again. Sounds weird out of context when you played it with the track. Just don't notice the weirdness when it's all in context. And then we go back to the C as we did on the other one. 5 up, down, up, 6 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up. Then we're going to move to a G. So we're going to bring this finger up to the 5th string. Okay, I'm going to play 5 up. Then we're going to take it off and play 5 up again. So 5 up, down, up, 6 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 5 up, 5 up. And then back to a G chord, which is the 3rd chord in the sequence. Now we're going to start on the 6th. We don't have one to bounce to this way, so we'll bounce to the one below it. Okay, why the 6th? Because that's the root note. 6 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up, 6 up, down, up, 5 up, 5 up, and then back to C. Now some of you guys out there, girls, you might find you have trouble using the pleck and getting the accuracy with the pleck. Well, what you can do is you can pretend that your thumb is your downstroke of the pleck and your finger is the upstroke of the pleck, like Paul McCartney does, because he doesn't know how to finger pick with all his fingers, you know, but it hasn't stopped him producing some beautiful music. So you could try this. So 5 up, down, up. So do the up, down, ups with your finger. 5 up, down, up, 6 up, down, up, 5 up, down, up. And if you were doing it as a Travis picking thing, you'd be. Have I ever done, this is off Steve, have I ever done Nothing Else Matters? I have actually. I've done it for a student a while ago. I'll have a go at it for you. I can't do it now because I'd have to remind myself what it is. It's one of your favourites. I can play some of it but really need your idiot proof. Alright, Steve, well listen, I'll see what I can do with that. I'll have a listen to it. Do you think many people will want to do it? I mean, I'm all for doing these things if people want to do them. We've got How's the Donovan Sound Catch the Wing? Yeah, we did that, didn't we? You know, I'll use that thing that we did. You know, the folk one.
That's what you meant.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll do the Donovan one. So. In the chilly hours and minutes of uncertainty. I long to be in the warm hold of your love and mine, to feel you all around me, and to take my hand along the sand. I've been amiss, well, try and catch the wind. How many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. You know, they're all you know. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small, etc. All of them are like that, and they're all using the same shapes, and they're all using the same chords, and they're all using the same technique, and they're all writing the most beautifully wonderful songs. Because don't forget, your chords and all that, they're like, imagine a pizza base. All pizza bases are the same, aren't they? They're all the same, and it's the topping that you put on the top that makes them different. And that's a bit like chord sequences. So you get a chord sequence like C, F and G. It's like your pizza base, and then it's the tune and the lyric that goes on that tune that forms the song. It's not the chords. You know, the chords are, you know, they're the most, you know, that's all you build. That's what you build your song on. Okay, and it's the same. People have this misconception about groups. You know, how many times have you seen lawsuits where they say, you know, I played the bass on that song, so I'm entitled to a share of the royalties. Well, you're not. You got paid for being a bass player or a drummer. Now, if you've written some of the melody, as in the tune, and some of the lyrics, then of course you'd be entitled to some of the songwriting royalty. But a songwriter, a song is not the chords. It's the melody, the tune, and the lyrics that go with that tune. All right, and it's as simple as that. If it's just a melody on its own, then it's just an instrumental. Okay, and if you've chipped in and helped with the instrumental side of it, then of course you would be entitled to a royalty. But people have this misconception about what a song is. Song is the you can write a hit song without being able to play an instrument, but if you can sing it and it's got a melody, that is the song. All right, people don't seem to get that. And you could, you know, I mean, you know, if I was to do this, well, that's about as basic as you can get, isn't it? But the song, I played it earlier. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. That's the song. We can always get another guitar player to go. We pay him 400 quid, he does his job, he goes home, you know. But the song is, it's the melody and it's the tune. I always remember that. You know, Lou Reed and these guys could hardly play guitar, you know. They didn't care, you know, to them it was just something on which to build their song upon. And it's really important. Again, the Patreon thing, we're going to go into a lot more detail about those sort of things, because I will once I get started, I will ramble about these things, and some people find it fascinating, and other people's eyes will glaze over and say, give us one we know. All right, so that's what the Patreon thing's all about. If you're interested in coming in the studio and finding out how to record a bass guitar properly, how to arrange the guitar so, you know, they sound great, you know, taking a song, how do we arrange the damn thing? How do we take something that's, you know, that we've just worked out and end up with a finished thing where we're listening to it on the radio or whatever? That's what I'm going to be showing you. All right, so we're going to be looking at that. Let's have a quick look what we've got. Have you done? Yeah, so we've done Catch the Wing. Let me just see if there's anything else here. What have we got? I bought Aeroband's virtual drum sticks. What are they like? I'm interested. I don't know what they are. Wish I could watch this live. It's bedtime for me in Lithuania. Watch it tomorrow. Watch it tomorrow. Okay, no problem. What else have we got? Chimp number 1. Cheers, mate. I hope we agree that you don't put pineapple on pizzas. I've had pineapple on a pizza once, and I was surprised. I thought it was going to be horrible, but it actually was quite nice. Yeah, but it is weird, isn't it? It's like putting custard on roast lamb. But no, it was nice. So here she is again. Oh, is that a cup of tea here? Yeah, I've got a cup of tea. Look at this, folks. It's in a civilised Winnie the Pooh mug. Where's my prisoner mug? I'm trying to be cool here. Where's me, Jesus Christ.
I just grabbed it.
Yeah, I don't know. Chimp sent me £5. Cheers, Chimp. What's that? Who knows? You landslide. You learnt how to do. That was a good one, wasn't it? Because nice, easy pick again. You see, even though it's Lindsay Buckingham. Dead easy. Nearly all of the song, isn't it? What's this one? What was that Dylan song called you played? Blowing in the Wind. How many roads must a man walk down? How many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? And how many seas must the white dove sail before you can sleep in the sand? Don't know the words. And how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Mouth organ. Danny, great song. All that stuff by Lindisfarne as well, Hey, Mr. Dream Seller, where have you been? Can you have one dream I can see? I came along just to bring you this. Where's it go? Song. Oh, bring you this song. Shit. I came along just to bring you this song. Can you spare one dream for me? Great. I love Lindisfarne. Great Northern English band. Are they from Hull? I don't know, can't remember. Hull. But beautiful songs. Lady Eleanor, what a classic that one is. So if you learn how to do these bits and pieces, you can learn to play all those songs. Right, now it's getting to the Witcher now, folks. I've got to teach in the morning, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, god damn it. Alright, so AM. So I'm going to love you and leave you now. So remember, when you've finished watching this, go and have a look at that. Go on to Fennah Rob, have a look at the short video I did for the Patreon thing. You have to pay for that one, unfortunately. Well, it's not unfortunate for me because you'd be paying me, but it keeps me able to do these things. It will not affect one iota the stuff that I'm putting on YouTube. All right, so I'm not selling out. This is extra. All right, the 2 videos a week that I'll be doing on YouTube, free ones, they will continue. All the paperwork will always be free. Okay. It's only the Patreon thing that'll be, because it's extra stuff, I'll be charging for that. But you can always support me as well by sending me a couple of quid on here by that thanks button below, because it pays for the tea and the coffee. Alright, what's this one here? I watched to play what's that? It's off Ross, this one. I wanted to play all my whole life. Thanks to your Dust in the Wind. Oh, you're welcome, Ross. It's a great song, isn't it? But again, it's one of those nice, nice easy picks. One pick. What's next? If you've not learnt that stuff, and the great thing about finger picking, even though you're not singing the song over the top of it, it sounds like you're playing something, doesn't it? It sounds cool. All right. So sorry, Lynn's sort of. Where are we? Lynn's. Have you said hello to the people tonight?
Yeah,
Or have you?
that's it.
Well, I don't have to ask you. You know, no show without punch. Yeah, I try not to tread on the guitar though.
I fancy leaving it in the middle
Well, I
of the
couldn't
floor.
help it. Yeah, I'll stick it on there. Then almost trampled all over £2,500 tailor there, folks.
That's in the middle of the floor.
You know. Here we go. That's how long. No. Yeah. I'll let it. Like that.
Oh. Let it hang loose.
Before we start smashing everything to pieces, shall we say goodbye to the nice people that have bothered to spend their Saturday evening with us?
There's been a lot of interaction and stuff going on. So
Interaction what?
there's been a lot of interaction.
Oh yeah,
today, so
yeah, it's been great.
even with each other.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. Now listen, anything you've got that you want me to learn, just if I can do it, I'll try. Okay, I'll have a go. Because as I say, I'm starting to. I need some inspiration from you as to what you would like to do. All right, try and think of stuff that other people will want. Because if it's too out off the wall, then nobody's going to watch it if I put it on YouTube. Okay, that's why I teach privately as well. Okay, so if you want, oh by the way, if you want a private lesson, it's 40 quid an hour. I ain't cheap, but then again, you know, that's
Is
what
that
it.
your daughter?
That's
Sorry,
what
I've just
it,
spotted.
my daughter says
Is
you
that
trying to
your
be
daughter?
you trying to be funny.
Thanks, time prophet.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want a private lesson, we can do it. And it doesn't matter where you are, because I do lessons from Australia. We do it in Zoom, or France, America. A couple of good mates from Australia and America, the US, all over the US, East Coast, West Coast, Estonia. It's great fun. I love doing this because I'm. It's like being in my little band Buster again. I've got loads of fans again, which is great, you know. Because I thought I'd seen the last of them in the 70s. Which reminds me, on Patreon, I'm going to put up. We did a box set of albums, or RCA Records. We're putting them together in the about 2008, and we had to do a load of we did a load of interviews, and it featured a lot of stuff that we, from the beginning, chronicling. Everything from when I was 15 onwards. So I'm going to put that on Patreon. So that'll give you a chuckle. Okay, you'll have a look at that. I'll stick it up probably tomorrow. A couple more here before we go. We've done Blackbird. Nobody did Graceland. I don't know what that is. Graceland. I'm not too fond of that album. 40 quid an hour is cheap. My cheat is $80 an hour. Well, yeah, you know. And the thing about it is, I'll teach you whatever you like. I don't care what it is. You or me, I'll play it. Davey boy, cheers, Dave, good lad. And John, hi John Robert. John's a good lad from the good old US. It's all rad. Yeah, no. I think Rad's had a problem with his hand and all. So we're all, as I say, but we're all struggling a bit, but we'll get there in the end.
Patrice is asking.
Patrice, hey Rob, will you be doing more lessons for the ukulele? I certainly will. I'm going to. I love the ukulele. Did you see the lesson I did for what was it? Strawberry Fields. You won't ever hear that on the uke, not the way I did. And Michelle, we've done that one. So have a look at on the Fennah Rob. I've done about 4 or 5, maybe 6. I did the Joe Brown one as well. I'll See You in My Dreams, which is a beautiful, beautiful ukulele track. One of the most popular. I should have a go at that.
Daniel.
Daniel, if you want a private lesson, how do I contact you? How do we do it?
Do you have a Zoom?
Contact me on. Is it better to do robfennah.com?
Well, you can either do it through.
Just email me.
Or email you.
Email me on Blue Note Guitar School. What is it?
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Blue Note Guitar School, all one word, at gmail.com. Or you could get you could do it straight to me, couldn't you? Rob Fennah. Or you could do Rob Fennah, ROBFENNAH, Rob Fennah with an H, because it's the posh way. Rob Fennah 1, the number 1, obviously Rob Fennah 1 at Gmail. You laughing at gmail.com. Yep. Rob Fennah 1 at gmail.com. So if you want any private lessons, I've got a few gaps.
Heart of Gold.
I've done Heart of Gold. I've done Dear Prudence. I've done Heart of Gold. See, here we go. But when people say, you might have done that again. Heart of Gold, my friend, I've already done that one. I've done Dear Prudence, I've done Julie, I've done a few. I've done Needle and the Damage Done. So I've done loads of those things. Go and have a look at them. If you haven't seen them, or you get in touch with me, Rob Fennah 1 at Gmail, and then by doing that, if you're a private student, we can do whatever we want, and it's just like me talking to you now, only the quality is, I think, is a little bit better, and it doesn't matter where in the world you are, we will always find a way. Alright, so listen, let me love you and leave you.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, Casey.
Where's Casey?
Hiya,
Casey.
Who was the first subscriber on Patreon?
Who was it?
It was Steve Gibson.
It was Steve. It was Steve Gibson. Yeah. Casey, you followed in. Now Steve is from the States. It's from the different coast. Is Steve from the West or the East Coast?
The opposite one to Casey.
Yeah. It's great that I'm sitting here in pissing down England, and the first two people that subscribe to my Patreon channel are both good mates of mine now from the US, on both sides of the of that wonderful country. You know.
Sorry, can I just mention?
Yeah.
Lots of people, again, keep asking for Streets of London.
I'm going to do Streets of London. Yeah. I'm going to do it in my idiot-proof way. I've already started it. You know, I've already started it. Ralph McTell.
I'll get off.
Yeah, stay there.
No, I'll get off screen.
No, you stay here. To send you to bed with this. Have you seen the old girl in the closed down market? I like to see your bloody head. Closing right. Da-dee-dee-da-da. Limbs put me off. Da-da-dee-dee-da. Carrying us on into barrier bags. So how can you tell me you're lonely? Say for you that the sun don't shine. Let me take you by the hand and lead you through streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Who said that about James Taylor? James Taylor's a wonderful picker. I'm working again on this. I'm doing it in my idiot-proof way. I'm doing this for Beth, another one of my US students. Online ones. Obviously, because I'm in the UK. When you're down, is that right? Yeah. In trouble, and you need a helping hand, and nothing is going right. What's the next line? Call my name and think of me. And soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest day. You just call up my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yeah, to see you again. In the spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. In the sky. It's great. I'm doing that with a plaque. Okay, right, okay, so I'm going to have some beans on toast. I've had having nothing all day. I've had some porridge, which gave me heartburn. So now I'm going to have some traditional English supper. Beans from a tin on toast, alright? How about half of you'll go and have it now? You're thinking, oh, I wish I had that. Right, so any more before we go? Listen, Old Brown Shoe, great song. Carole King song, yeah. What a songwriter she was. That Tapestry album, every single song on it is an absolute gem. Okay, again, simple songs that you sound complicated, but they're not. They're easy. Right, on that note, check out Patreon. Thank you for sticking with us all this time. We're going to have loads of fun during the new year. There's going to be 2 videos a week for those people that can't afford the Patreon. Lynn's going to be here. You know, as I say, there's no show. You're sweating here, Jesus Christ. There's no show without punch. I'll get a punch by the time I finish it. So we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Now, how do I turn this off without humiliating myself? We have discussed this before.
Exit on the right.
Exit where? Are they going to still hear me talking when I press the button?
Exit, end stream on the other.
Exit here. And then where's the end stream button?
That way.
Right, got you. Alright, so I'll leave you with a nice wavy face. Alright, see you next time, folks. You have a great new year. And join me on Patreon if you possibly can. Alright, see you next time. Bye bye. Where's the end stream button?